Updated March 22, 2019, 3 hours 55 minutes and 24 seconds. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen has touched down in the tiny Pacific nation of Palau as she begins a major trip designed to shore up her allies in the region. Key points: China and Taiwan are engaged in a tug-of-war over allies in the Pacific and beyond. Taiwan's president hopes aid packages will help to retain Pacific partners. Tsai Ing-wen is also emphasizing shared liberal values during her Pacific visit. 6 of the 17 countries that still recognize Taiwan's government lie in the Pacific, and Ms. Tsai is visiting 3 of them over the next 8 days: Palau, Nauru and Marshall Islands. But Beijing regards Taiwan as a renegade province and has been intent on poaching its remaining supporters. Last year, El Salvador, Burkina Faso and the Dominican Republic all severed diplomatic relations with Taiwan and established ties with China after Beijing offered them hefty investment packages. Taiwan already makes substantial aid payments to its Pacific allies and has cultivated close relationships with top leaders, oceans of democracy, but it's also trying to broaden its pitch to Pacific allies by spruiking its credentials as a free democracy. President Tsai has called her trip to Oceans of Democracy state visit. A Taiwan government source said the president would emphasize that Taiwan and its Pacific allies shared common liberal values, in contrast to China. Ms. Tsai is also expected to announce more Taiwanese aid and investment for all 3 nations, including a new patrol boat for Palau. But she won't visit her most significant Pacific ally, Solomon Islands, because the country is only 2 weeks away from an election. China has been ramping up aid spending across the Pacific and has recently intensified its efforts to woo politicians in Solomon Islands. The ABC has been told that Beijing has made several informal approaches to politicians in Honiara through intermediaries and Chinese logging companies. China's power difficult to resist. China has an insatiable appetite for timber stripped from Solomon Islands' tropical rainforests, and is by far the largest export market for the Pacific nation. Some local politicians say China's growing strength cannot be ignored and that Solomon Islands could draw massive Chinese investment if it switches its allegiance. Solomon Islands is much more populous than Taiwan's other Pacific allies, and U.S. officials predict that if Honiara does embrace Beijing, other Pacific nations will follow suit. The Trump administration has been increasingly hostile to China's attempts to isolate Taiwan. Earlier this month, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo praised Taiwan's Pacific allies, saying the United States supported their decision to support Taipei. Taiwan is a democratic success story, a reliable partner, and a force for good in the world, he said. The ABC has also revealed that China has lobbied the region's peak diplomatic body, the Pacific Islands Forum, to adopt a One China policy. The move stoked controversy because the diplomatic tug-of-war between China and Taiwan threatens to create new fault lines in the region. Last year, the Pacific Islands Forum was marred by a spat between Chinese diplomats and the host country, Nauru, which is one of Taiwan's staunchest allies. This year's meeting will be held in the nation of Tuvalu, which is another stronghold for Taiwan. Pacific diplomats are worried that tensions could spill over once again and are trying to structure the meetings in a way that will minimize friction. Video: Why is China so nervous about democracy in Taiwan? ABC News. Topics: World politics, foreign affairs, Pacific, Taiwan, Palau, Nauru. First posted March 22, 2019, 3 hours 54 minutes and 21 seconds.